You wake up and something feels wrong. Your eyes open, but your body still feels heavy. It's as if the night never came to heal you. Hours later, when the world is quiet and you finally lie down, your mind refuses to obey. Thoughts scatter and collide like sparks in the dark. Your heart beats faster than it should, and deep restorative sleep never arrives. This isn't just stress. It's your energy clock, the invisible rhythm that decides when you wake, when you rest, when you heal. And right now, it's broken. Picture this. The alarm rings. You drag yourself out of bed. The morning light feels cold, distant. By mid-morning, the fog rolls in, heavy, blinding. After lunch, the crash comes, stealing what little energy you had left. And at night, when the world slows down, your mind slams on the gas. The enemy? A small, silent molecule, cortisol, known as the stress hormone. But in truth, it is the conductor of your entire daily energy cycle. When its rhythm is out of tune, everything collapses. Your focus, your mood, your immunity, even your ability to recover from exhaustion. Today, you'll learn how it works, why it fails, and how to take it back, without pills, without expensive gadgets, without waiting for years. Your body speaks long before it breaks. And when your cortisol rhythm is off, the signs aren't subtle. They're just easy to ignore. Let's start with your mornings. If you struggle to wake up even after spending enough hours in bed, if you feel like you're moving through molasses, your motivation on empty, that's a red flag. Cortisol should peak shortly after waking, giving you that natural engine start. When it doesn't, mornings become a battle instead of a launch pad. Now look at your days. Do you feel alert for a while, then slam into a wall after lunch? That mid-afternoon crash, the one that makes coffee feel like your only lifeline, can signal a disrupted cortisol curve. Irritability often tags along, making small problems feel overwhelming. And the nights? You're exhausted, but not sleepy. Your mind spins, your heart rate refuses to settle. This wired but tired state means cortisol is staying high when it should be dropping. It's like your body thinks it's still daytime, even in the dark. Then there are the physical clues. You catch colds more often. Your digestion turns unpredictable. Stubborn belly fat lingers, even with diet and exercise. These are signs that chronic imbalance is wearing down your immune system, slowing your metabolism, and hijacking your energy reserves. Why does this matter so much? Because over time, a misaligned cortisol rhythm doesn't just drain you, it accelerates burnout, weakens your body's defenses, and erodes memory and focus. It's not just about feeling tired, it's about slowly losing the edge you need to function and to thrive. Next, let's strip away the myth that cortisol is simply the stress hormone and uncover what it's truly meant to do. Cortisol has a bad reputation. It's been branded as the villain of stress, the chemical that ages you, burns you out, and keeps you on edge. But that's only half the story, and an incomplete one. In truth, cortisol's real job is far more sophisticated. It's the master regulator of your body's energy distribution. Think of it as a logistics manager, deciding where and when to send fuel so you can meet the demands of your day. When you wake up, cortisol rises sharply. This is called the cortisol awakening response. It mobilizes glucose from storage, delivering energy to your brain and muscles so you're ready to think, move, and act. It also sharpens focus, keeps inflammation in check, and helps your immune system stay on guard. This entire process is orchestrated by the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, or HPA axis, a network connecting your brain and adrenal glands. When it's in sync, cortisol follows a natural pattern, highest in the morning, gently tapering through the day, and reaching its lowest point at night so your body can rest and repair. But modern life rarely respects this ancient rhythm.
We flood our nights with artificial light, tricking the brain into thinking it's still daytime. We skip meals or eat erratically, forcing sudden energy demands. We live under constant, low-grade stress that keeps the HPA axis switched on. And for some, shift work flips the entire cycle upside down. The result? A hormone designed to fuel and protect you becomes the very thing that wears you down. Up next, we'll see how these disruptions can lead to two very different burnout patterns and why knowing your type is the key to fixing it.
Not all burnout looks the same. In fact, when your cortisol rhythm breaks, it often falls into one of two distinct patterns, and each demands a different recovery approach. Type A, the early spike, afternoon crash. You wake up already buzzing with anxious energy. Your mind is alert, maybe too alert, and your body feels like it's in go mode before you've even had breakfast. But that sharp rise comes at a cost. By midday, your energy starts to bleed away. After lunch, the crash hits hard. Focus evaporates, motivation slips, and by evening, you're running on fumes. This type is common in people juggling high-pressure mornings, urgent deadlines, early meetings, or chaotic home routines. Type B, the slow start, late-night overdrive. Here, mornings are sluggish. Getting out of bed feels like climbing a hill with weights on your legs. The fog doesn't lift until much later in the day. But when night comes, suddenly your brain wakes up. You feel sharp, creative, maybe even restless, just as your body should be winding down. This pattern often develops in night owls, shift workers, or anyone whose evening stimulation keeps their cortisol elevated. Knowing your type matters. Why? Because the strategies that help a type A crash midday are not the same as those that calm a type B's racing mind at night. Trying to fix your rhythm without identifying your pattern is like taking the wrong prescription. You might do more harm than good. Next, we'll uncover one of the most powerful and overlooked forces that shapes your cortisol rhythm every single day. Light. Every morning, a small cluster of neurons deep in your brain, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN, wakes up before you do. This is your master clock, the command center for your body's circadian rhythm. And one of its key jobs? Controlling the release of cortisol. Here's how it works. When light enters your eyes, it sends a signal straight to the SCN. Morning light, especially the bright, full-spectrum light from the sun, acts as an anchor. It tells your brain it's time to raise cortisol, sharpen focus, and prepare the body for the day. This early spike is your cortisol awakening response in action. Get it right, and you'll have more stable energy and a smoother wind down at night. Morning light is your ally. Just 5 to 10 minutes of outdoor sunlight within 30 to 60 minutes of waking can strengthen your cortisol rhythm. On cloudy days, aim for 15 to 20 minutes. The light is still powerful enough to reset your clock. Afternoon light is your mood booster. Stepping outside after lunch can lift alertness without overstimulating cortisol. It's like giving your brain a gentle second wind without the crash. But night light is the trap. Blue and white light from LED bulbs, phones, and computer screens after dark send the wrong signal. They keep cortisol elevated when it should be low, delaying melatonin release and stealing deep sleep. Practical reset steps? In the morning, get sunlight before checking your phone. At night, dim overhead lights 2 to 3 hours before bed, switch to warm tones, and cut screen glare as much as possible. Light doesn't just help you see, it programs your energy cycle. And once you control it, you control one of the biggest levers for restoring your rhythm. Next, let's pull the other major levers, the daily habits that can reset your cortisol without a single pill.
If light is the master switch for your cortisol, daily habits are the fine-tuning knobs. The way you start, structure, and close your day sends powerful signals to your body about when to raise energy and when to let it drop. Morning boosters. Hydration. Your adrenal glands need water to function properly. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, you're mildly dehydrated, which can blunt your cortisol rise. Drink 16 to 24 ounces of water within minutes of waking to help your system respond. Movement. Light cardio, stretching, or mobility drills early in the day tell your brain, we're awake, we're moving. This reinforces the morning cortisol peak and helps shake off grogginess. Caffeine timing. If you tend to crash later in the day, delay coffee by 60 to 90 minutes to let your natural cortisol peak first. If you're naturally slow to start, an earlier cup can help, but avoid over-reliance. Breakfast strategy. A protein-rich breakfast stabilizes blood sugar, keeping cortisol from spiking unpredictably. If you practice time-restricted eating, make your first meal balanced to prevent an energy swing. Afternoon stabilizers. Consistent meal times. Skipping meals or eating erratically forces sudden cortisol surges. Aim for steady, predictable fuel. Moderate exercise. Training later in the day is fine, but add a cool-down phase. Deep breathing, stretching, so you're not carrying high cortisol into the night. Daylight breaks. Even brief outdoor exposure can reinforce circadian stability and prevent the afternoon slump from deepening. Evening wind-down. Light control. Dim overhead lights 2 to 3 hours before bed. Use warm amber tones to signal night mode to your brain. Breathing drills. The physiological sigh. 2 short inhales, 1 long exhale. Drops heart rate and lowers cortisol quickly. Evening carbs optional. For people with racing thoughts, a small carb portion at dinner can help nudge the body toward relaxation. Digital cutoff. Shut down stimulating content 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Scrolling the news or watching high-intensity videos keeps your stress chemistry active. When you stack these levers together, light, hydration, movement, timing, and wind down, you create a rhythm your body can follow. And with consistency, cortisol stops being an enemy and becomes your built-in energy partner again. Next, we'll look at special situations, where normal rules bend and you need advanced strategies to keep your rhythm intact.
For most people, the basic rhythm reset habits are enough, but some lifestyles bend or even break the natural cortisol cycle. Here's how to handle the exceptions. Shift workers. Working nights flips your light signals upside down. Your brain still responds to light the same way, even if you're trying to sleep during the day. The fix? Wear light-blocking glasses on your commute home to prevent a morning cortisol rise. Once home, darken your sleeping space completely. When it's time to wake up, use bright light therapy to mimic morning sun. Jet lag. Traveling across time zones throws your SCN into confusion. Anchor your body to the new time zone by getting outside in local morning light and moving, even if you feel tired. For some, a small dose of melatonin before local bedtime helps shift the rhythm faster. High performers and athletes. Pushing too hard in training or work can keep cortisol high all day, flattening its natural curve. Watch for signs like restless sleep, irritability, and slower recovery. Strategically schedule rest days and avoid intense workouts late at night. Tracking tools. Wearables can help you spot trouble before you feel it. Track sleep quality, heart rate variability, HRV, and resting heart rate. Sudden drops in HRV or spikes in resting heart rate can be early warnings that stress is accumulating. With these adjustments, even people in high disruption situations can reclaim a stable rhythm. Next, let's put everything together into a simple 7-day reset plan you can start immediately.
You don't need months to feel a shift. In fact, just 1 week of consistent targeted habits can start bringing your cortisol rhythm back in line. Here's your roadmap. Days 1 through 3, light and hydration only. Don't overcomplicate things at the start. On waiting, Get outside within 30 to 60 minutes for 5 to 10 minutes of sunlight, 15 to 20 if cloudy. Drink 16 to 24 ounces of water immediately after waking. Avoid bright artificial light at night. Dim and warm your lighting 2 to 3 hours before bed. Days 4 to 5, add movement and breathing. Keep the light and hydration habits, then layer in gentle morning movement, stretching, walking, or mobility work. In the evening, use the physiological sigh or slow, deep breathing to lower cortisol before sleep. Days 6 to 7, fine-tune with timing and nutrition. Adjust caffeine timing, delay if prone to afternoon crashes, or keep it early if you're naturally sluggish. Experiment with a small portion of complex carbs at dinner if you struggle to relax at night. Maintain consistent meal times and avoid late-night heavy meals. The promise? By the end of 7 days, most people notice better morning alertness, fewer afternoon slumps, and a calmer mind at night. Your body's rhythm won't be perfect yet, but you'll feel the momentum. From there, it's all about reinforcing the cycle until it becomes your new normal. Next, let's close with a quick recap and a challenge to help you take action right now.
Your cortisol rhythm isn't just a stress pattern. It's your body's daily energy cycle. When you protect the peak in the morning and the trough at night, you protect your focus, your mood, your immunity, and your long-term health. We've covered the signs of imbalance, the real science behind cortisol, the 2 main burnout types, the powerful role of light, and the habits that can reset your internal clock. And you've got a 7-day plan that costs nothing, requires no supplements, and starts working immediately. Now it's your turn. For the next week, track your mornings and nights. Notice when you feel most alert and when you feel drained. These patterns are clues, and the moment you spot them, you can start changing them. So here's my challenge. Commit to just 1 week. Follow the light, hydration, and wind down steps. Then come back and tell me, did your mornings get sharper? Did your nights get calmer? Drop a comment with which burnout type you relate to most and share your experience with light control. Your insights might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to start their own reset. Your energy is not gone. It's just out of sync. Now you know how to bring it back.